has opened the scoring. Coming in! Yes, there is. Osimhen. And still has not gone away. And Guinea put it in the back of the net. Egypt has scored! Cedric Bergkamp. Swane still in possession, tries to take it on his own.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the AFCON live studio with my friend Desmond from Nigeria.
How are you? How are you, Randy? How are you,
I'm
Randy?
really good, really stressed by the way.
How are you feeling right now?
Oh my days, this
La puissance.
La puissance. This is gonna be a big game.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we know how huge this fixture is. Nigeria, Cameroon dates back to the 80s. You can remember in 1984, right here in this stadium.
Yes, man, 40 years. It has been 40
40
years,
years,
and
yeah.
please allow us to do full circles and winning again.
No, it's not going to happen. We're going to go right into the CAF promo for the AFCON. Yeah, welcome back to the AFCON Sideline studio. My man Randy, he's scared. I mean, all Cameroonians are scared today because
I'm not scared. I think it's because I love this game so much, and I love my country as well.
yeah, the Nigeria boys are in town. Randy, take us through, the stats and the facts. So far going into this AFCON, how have you seen the Cameroonian team?
So it started a little bit strange. First game against Guinea, we draw. They had a red card. It wasn't like the biggest game we had.
Yeah.
And then obviously, as everyone knows, we went through Senegal. They are the actual champion. It was a tough game. We could have drawn, but at the end it was really close. So we lost 3-1. And then the best game of this competition, as we can see, the one against Senegal. Oh, this one was it was hard, man. Yeah, man. We nearly draw 2-2, but then they had this game. Oh, this goal. Oh,
Andre Onana.
yes. And then the last game, which was one of the best of the competition against Gambia, was a really good game. The first half was a bit quiet, and then 5 goals in one half. This game nearly faint.
And Nigeria have won 22 knockout stage games. I just want to tell you that. So you should be ready that today is going to be a huge one for you. And it's the most, by the way. So almost every national team we faced at this stage will always win. So this is going to be a big one. Andre Onana is not in goal. Yeah. But I'm hearing Vincent Abubakar maybe coming in, so that's going to be a huge test for our defense.
Of course.
But I mean, we have the best player in Africa, Victor Osimhen. 1 goal so far in the AFCON, hasn't really torn it up, but we can't underestimate his importance to the Nigerian team. So this is going to be a huge clash.
And how was the first round for you?
Yeah, the first round we started a bit slow compared to the last AFCON in Cameroon. We started a bit slow this time. I think it was a 1-1 draw against Equatorial Guinea. That was the header from Victor Osimhen. A very, very brilliant header, but we couldn't get a win. But when Jose Peseiro, the manager, changed the formation in the second game, went to a 3-4-3, and we're very solid at the back. Though we are not scoring very much, and also the game against Guinea-Bissau. We also struggle to score, but we're very tight at the back. So I think the Nigerian setup so far is, keep it tight at the back and, let the attackers do their thing and, hopefully, get the win.
And I think you you have a way to analyze opponent's game, like doing videos and stuff. I know your coach love to do it.
Yeah.
And then I think against Ivory Coast, that was a masterclass because you guys knew that in the midfield, they are really strong.
Yeah.
So you went on the side and then long ball. And then when I watched that game, I said, they know who they're playing against.
Yeah.
But with Cameroon, you know, if you watch our videos, you'll be lost because every game is so different. So I just wish you good luck if you're watching Cameroon's videos.
I mean, good point you made there with the, you know, we playing the attack from the sides. Our wing backs so far, Olaino and Zaidu, they've been very, very brilliant. Olaino plays in Nottingham Forest, by the way. He's very excellent playing as a right back and as a left wing back. So, so it's going to be the same approach as well. And let's just go back to the Nigeria-Cameroon clash. We were just talking about the 1984 final. This is the 40th anniversary.
Yeah.
And I hope you are ready for an exit today.
No, there's no way because you know we have a big rivalry with you guys and also Côte d'Ivoire, and then we have to win it again. So we lost the previous one. It was in our nation. We hosted it. But this one is in Côte d'Ivoire. We have a great history with Côte d'Ivoire as well. So it would be amazing for Cameroon, and with such a bad start, to finish the competition with a win, you know.
Yeah, and, you know, last 6 games between Nigeria and Cameroon. 3 wins for Nigeria, just a win for Cameroon, and 2 draws. And of those 3 wins, we've had very, very important victories in the World Cup qualifiers under the previous coach, Gernot Rohr. We won 4-0 in Nigeria and drew 1-1 in Yaoundé. So that says that in recent times, you know, Nigeria have come out on top.
I know, but deep down, history speaking, you know that Cameroon is always playing better when their back are against the wall. So this is a team, this is a spirit that needs pressure. And I think the pressure is there now. It's just a shame that we have to play so early in the competition, because I would prefer to face you guys in the final, because there's a history of you and Cameroon, Nigeria and Cameroon in the finals. And but we see, and I think it depends on what type of game it is. You know, if you guys win 1-0 and at the 80th minutes, you're in great danger. Because at the end of the game is where Cameroon is the most performant, you know what I mean? So I wish you guys good luck, because it's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one. And I just take my mind back to the 2019 quarterfinal, Nigeria and Cameroon 3-2 victory in Egypt. We had goals from Odion Igalo and Alex Iwobi. Can you remember that game?
Of course I do.
So are you playing that in your mind right now? You know, and another interesting fact is this, that 11 of the 25-man squad in that quarterfinal against Cameroon, they are still present in Nigerian squad. Wow. You know, and a certain Victor Osimhen was just 20 years old then. Now he's 25 and he's leading our attack. Yeah. You know, and you guys just have 3 of those players, and they are Andre Onana, Kale Toko Ekambi, and Anguissa. So that says that we've developed, and you know, we've really gone from strength to strength with almost the same squad.
It's gonna be tough. And Osimhen is just an amazing guy. I've seen him play. He's dangerous from the first to the last minute of the game. Dangerous. And then you guys know what to do, long balls, and then he's always there fighting, and technically he's really good as well. So 1-1 situation, he can do like some madness to the players. So.
And Osimhen, we hope Osimhen is going to do a great job, you know, stretching your defense, because you know a lot of people have been piling on him that he hasn't been getting the goals. But what Osimhen does very well is he knows how to take defenders, you know, away from other attackers, which is what I hope he's going to do today, because he's going to face Wu, the guy that scored in the previous game against in the third group game. So he will do well to stretch your defenders, hopefully. Yeah,
of course. I think it's the aura he has gained from playing in Italy, because he's playing so much and so well and doing and scoring so many goals. So that's why I think defender, they're like, let's not just take any risk, going back, trying to control everything. But even in that situation, is really dangerous. This is not like a mistake that everyone is talking about him, because he's really that guy.
So let's your attack. Yeah, I've been looking at the Cameroonian attack. How well do you miss Vincent Abubakar, or do you think Kale Toko Ekambi is that guy?
I think Carlo Ekambi has something to prove, because he has like an history with Lyon that didn't finish well. So he wants to prove, and then that guy is dangerous like all the time as well. He can head the ball, as you can see. He can shoot from like every position. But we have, for me, one of the most dangerous players, which is Nkudu. Nkudu on the left wing is the player that did the most center. So I think this one is the one to watch today, because he missed like maybe 3 or 4 good goals. So today is going to be really dangerous. And of course, as you said, Abubakar, we want him to step in today. So my prediction is that.
Hopefully it doesn't.
No, you see, hey, that's our hero, So I think that guy today, around the 60th or 65.
Jokes aside, Abubakar is an African icon. A player that many Africans respect a lot. So he's one of the greats for sure. We just got reports that the game between Angola and Namibia is 2-0 to Angola. Red card for Angola and red card for Namibia.
Already?
Already. So I bet the Angolas are happy in Luanda right now.
Of course, Luanda, which is an amazing city. It's good for that competition. There's so many goals in this competition, and I think you can do whatever you want around it in terms of ambiance and etc. But people want to see the show. They want to see goals. They want to see situation where people are losing and then coming back. So I think this is an amazing competition, and as you said already, 2 goals. So I hope there's going to be goals tonight in between Nigeria and Cameroon, because this is what we're here for, for the show.
Do you have what's your prediction for this game? Do you think Cameroon are going to pull a surprise, even though you guys have not been very strong?
Of course. My prediction is, as usual with Cameroon, we're going to be losing 10 minutes before the end of the game. So it's either we're winning during the first 90, or we're going penalties. Which I don't want to, because my heart won't take it. But I think it's going to be. What about you?
I think it's going to be a very tight game, close-knit game. It's going to be a tactical battle between Peseiro and Rigobert Song. But Nigeria will come out on top, obviously, because we are very tight at the back. I'm so sorry. I do not see how Cameroon are going to get past our 5-man back line. So we are very, very strong at the back, and we hope you guys don't score.
I think you guys just, if you like really cautious on the free kicks, because this is our strong point in that competition, free kicks and corners. If you are really mindful of them, you should not concede so many goals, because this is our strong point. And when you're going to watch the game, think about me every time there's going to be a free kick or a corner, because our players, they're not really tall, but the way they are aggressive and the spirit make them dangerous. And then when you play against every team, it could be like a low league team, free kicks, there's always a factor of chance in it, So that could be something we should exploit in order to win and go.
So Randy, tell me, is it safe to say that this is the greatest AFCON fixture? Because this fixture alone has produced 3 finals. I don't see 2 other nations having 3 finals from 2 countries. So do you think this is the greatest AFCON fixture?
I think historically speaking, yes. But this is not the best version of Cameroon. We had better generation. But in this AFCON, this one, and I think Cameroon against Senegal was quite of a big one as well. And Ivory Coast Senegal on Monday, because of the context, will be a really good game. But always Cameroon versus Nigeria, even if it's a small game, like with no particular meaning, it's always a good game. It's always a big game. And then we have that rivalry that lasted for so long, man.
2000 we had a final in Lagos.
Yes.
Ghana and Nigeria hosted the competition.
Yes.
Yeah, narrowly you guys won. You know, it was.
This one was crazy because it was the age for me. I was 12 at the time.
Yeah.
It was 2 years for me. I was inside football, watching games,
Yeah,
and
that's the goal.
yeah.
There.
But this one, I was like, it's going to be hard to win that game in their own city, own
Lagos,
capital.
Lagos, yeah, the center of excellence.
Yes. But I think it was a great game, a game of spirit. And then, as you can see, the Hemle, that's how we call it in Cameroon, the fighting spirit.
Hemle.
Hemle, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It was a great final, and yeah, this is for me the greatest AFCON fixture. You know, you don't have two powerhouses like this. You know, coming together always. Also, in 2019, the quarterfinal in Egypt, 3-2 win for Nigeria. Vanson Abubakar was in that game, yeah.
Yes.
Anguissa was there as well. Onana was there. You know, Carly Toko and Kambi was there as well, but I think they were on the bench. So that's the goal there. We had an assist from Ahmed Musa. The goal from Odo Ngalo. Then Iwobi got the final goal late, towards the end of the game.
This year,
broke your heart.
It's just because your jersey was so good looking. We said, just take it, man.
Our jerseys are always good looking.
This one was amazing.
You don't play with the Niger sauce. Come on. The jollof is eternal, so you don't play with the Niger sauce. Yeah. So yeah. That was the one important game, the quarterfinal in 2019. This is another important game. So is it safe to say that in recent history, we Nigeria have always come out on top?
Let me tell you something. You took advantage here in the last years.
Yeah.
But you know exactly what happened in football is that there's statistic, but there's always games to stop that.
Yeah.
And I think for sure when I saw the prediction on that game, what people were saying. And I think they don't realize that now there are no small teams anymore. So this game for me, it's equal, it's even. It's really hard to say what's going to happen because I'm a little bit disappointed with how many goals you guys scored.
Yeah.
And I think maybe it was like you guys managed your games, you didn't give it all. But now I think it's time for you and your attacking to step up.
Yeah. And according to Opta, Cameroon last two knockout stage games have gone to penalties. In 2021, they lost, and then but in 2021 you lost in semi-final versus Egypt and won the third place playoff against Burkina Faso.
So with Burkina Faso, it was amazing because we were losing 3-0.
Yeah.
So we came back 3-3. Went to the penalty, but it was for the third place.
Yeah, for the third place. Yeah.
So
which Nigeria have won, most times. I think we won it 8 times, the bronze medal. So we are specialists in winning the bronze medal.
Which is crazy. Yeah, that's what we lost against Egypt. Egypt is one of the biggest team in Africa as well. So they have the most stars too. And then in Cameroon we love stars, so we actually downloading the 6th one.
yeah, and. Also, one important point that you Cameroonians should not forget, and you should not forget as well, because we will soon go and watch the game. Victor Osimhen has had 13 shots on target, but he has scored just 1. We are done with the group stages now. Now is the where the real business starts. I can say it to you right now, Randy. This is where Victor Osimhen starts getting the goods.
I understand what you're saying. The only thing is that when you know one player is the danger, it's easier for you to accord your defense as well sometimes.
Are you sure?
The only thing I know with this guy...
Every coach we beg to differ.
I think, you know what? You should give him a little bit less freedom because he's going on the line and then he's going center and then because he really wants to get that goal, I think he should stick to his position like he's doing in Italy and then really trust the wingers and the midfielders because I know some people, Benzema was doing the same with Real Madrid. He was sticking to his position, was having wonderful statistics, and then went to France and trying to be that guy that's moving everywhere, that has freedom. Sometimes when you go into the national team, just keep doing what you do best. Yeah. So stay at your number 9 position and everything's going to be well. Just trust your teammate.
Yeah, trust your teammate.
In terms of statistic here, Cameroon, I don't want to talk about it, but we concede already 6 goals in the first
goals,
in the first round.
Yeah.
Half of them were from Senegal as well. They have a wonderful team, so when I was watching the game, the score reflect the game as well. But I think our most powerful maybe aspect is the fact that we can come back from those goals always. So even with Senegal, we were losing 2-1 and we nearly scored that second goal. And then, sometimes in football, you missed and then they scored right away.
Football, it's a game of moments, and just one moment can change everything. This is actually a game between the team that's considered probably the most goals in the group stage versus one of the best defenses so far in the AFCON. Nigeria, we've considered just one. Stanley Nwabali has 2 clean sheets. He considered only one in the first game, but the second and third games he had clean sheets. So you are facing probably the best keeper of the group stage.
You're right.
Clean sheets. Good defense, solid defense, very tight at the back. So it's going to be an exciting clash. It's going to be an exciting one today.
But we haven't seen your team in danger. What do you think about the spirit of Nigeria? What do you think, for example, if they're losing 2-0, are they going to be able to come back, or are they going to play like Cote d'Ivoire and then 2-0 and then they're going to look at the floor,
The thing is, it's almost, it's almost impossible for us to be losing 2-0. I'm going to be that bold. I don't see us conceding 2 goals, first from Cameroon. So, but if that happens, I mean, we have so many exciting players playing in the best leagues in the world. So, we expect, we hope, they will deliver definitely.
Another statistic, excluding own goals, last 21 goals of Cameroon was scored by players who played in France or Saudi Arabia. So most of our players, I think, because
only one was playing in Greece.
Yes, it was in 2019. And then I think this is a reflection of how our player moves. They usually go to France because we are a francophone country. What about Nigeria? Most of them, they play in England.
Yeah, most of our players play in the Premier League. Some play in the Championship. We have quite a number of players, playing in the top leagues. And talking about the leagues here, what do you think about this AFCON being an AFCON of players or teams that are underdogs? I mean, the top scorer of this tournament, Emilio Nsue, plays in Spain's Tercera division. I think that's the third division.
The third
or the fourth division. So that says a lot that the AFCON is no respecter of big names.
I totally agree with you, and I think historically in the first rounds, what we call the small teams, they're usually doing good. But after that is always like, how good can you manage your pace, your stamina, and all of that. But there is no small team anymore in the AFCON. And then this has been proven many times. So now, when you face a team, you always have to do your job, your homeworks. There's no way you come in and say, oh, this is a small name, they haven't won anything. Because you can embarrass yourself, you see. So I really love this because it's giving us surprises, spectacular games as well. So we love to do it. When you see teams like Mauritania, Cap Verde, team like that being here, it's amazing. I think for the competition as well. I think Osimhen playing in Italy was a surprise for me. This is not the first Nigerian playing in Italy. I think Martins was playing there. Taribo West was playing there as well. I think.
Obafemi Martins.
Yes, Martins was the pace of it. Yeah. Do you think Osimhen's gonna go to the Prems?
We've been hearing rumors that he's probably going to go to come to the Premier League, but right now, I mean, I think he's focused on the AFCON. Trying to win a golden boot in this AFCON, and hopefully it starts today. And that's the pitch here, right here at Stade Felix, where Nigeria will be facing Cameroon, and hopefully we put some sadness into the hearts of Cameroonians.
We went to the sideline, and then I think personally, just by seeing it, the pitch was really good.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful
very,
pitch.
Very serene. Very state of the art. And kudos to CAF in this AFCON. This is probably the best AFCON in our lifetime.
Of course, I totally agree with you. This is one of the best in terms of organization, in terms of games. Everyone is talking about it. Even like clubs like UFA as well, they're talking about it. And then the size of it, the stadium, I think the size of it is really good as well. It's not too big, it's not too small. It's also good for after the competition. There's going to be a good use of this one, because this one is historically the stadium of Abidjan. Obviously, they have a new one called Alassane Ouattara. And this one they renew.
Ebimpe as well.
Yeah. So Ebimpe, but this one is really nice. It looks like it's new, but it's not. They have done an amazing job.
And there's been a lot of interest, from Europe as well in this AFCON. In the past there's been talking points that people don't really focus on the AFCON. They don't really enjoy it, but we'll be seeing people from all around Western Europe, Eastern Europe, talking about this competition.
Yes, you're right.
That's a good one.
That's a good one, and I think this is where we should thank all of the players, because it's really them. It's really them. The way they play.
They are the key actors.
Of course, the key actors. And then sometimes we don't even realize. We think like it's all around the country that is hosting, or maybe the CAF, but it's mostly the players. And what they're giving us right now is just amazing. They have scored in the first round more than in the last two AFCON competition. So this is actually crazy. We're really thankful for that. And then we want more goals. And today, minimum 4 goals today. Minimum. Let's say minimum 4 goals.
Minimum 4 goals from Nigeria, though.
Oh, there's no way. There's no way.
So let's talk about this game here. So your predicted lineup from the game for this game. Who do you think is going to start in goal? Andre Onana or Undoa?
I think it's going to be Undoa. Okay. It's just in terms of like, I think it's the spirit. It's the spirit. Onana, unfortunately, the game against Senegal was really bad for him. Like 3 shots on target, 3 goals. But both are amazing goalkeepers, and they are really different. So Onana, he stepped really high on the pitch. That really helps the defense to step higher. But I think it's going to be him. In defense, there's 2 key players in the defense. I think 3. There's Wo, obviously. This is the next generation. There's Nou, and then Castelletto from Nantes. And then in the midfield,
Castelletto is a teammate of Moses Simon.
Yes. And Moses Simon in the press conference, he said, Castelletto is going back home.
He's going back home, I mean, obviously.
He said, good to Nantes, Castelletto is coming back. But
they face each other a lot in training, so, Moses Simon probably knows his weak points.
And Castelletto has been playing really well. He actually scored. He's fighting. The fighting spirit is there. In the midfield, our key player in the midfield is Anguissa. Playing for Napoli, he's doing well with his club, but the performance with national team is going up and down. But the last game was just a masterclass. It was amazing. And then we never know who's going to play around him, but I think attacking is going to be Nkudu, Magri, and Toko Ekambi. Yeah. Quite of the same as the last game. But this time, Abubakar is on the bench. I hope he's still on the bench. I'm not talking like rubbish now, but he's on the bench. So at the 65 minutes, he's coming in. What about Nigeria?
Nigeria, I think Jose Petro will most likely go with the team that beat Ivory Coast. I mean, why do you fix what is already is already making sense? So most likely 3-4-3. We'll have Wambale in goal. We'll have Olaino. We'll have Trust Ekong, if he's back fit, he most likely is going to be the captain today. Kenneth Omero, the man from Turkey, is definitely going to start. In midfield, Frank Oyeka, Alex Iwobi most likely. Just talking about the midfield, we most likely we are missing. We missed the Leicester City number 25, Wilfred Ndidi. You know, you most likely know, you've heard of him, obviously, one of the best defensive midfielders in the world. This season, he's been playing further forward for Leicester, scoring lots of goals. And yeah, Nigeria is really, really missing him. But other parts of the attack, Moses Simon Chukwueze, and obviously the best player in Africa, Victor Osimhen. So yeah, you are definitely in for a big one today, bro.
That's why I really want Abubakar to step in today, because normally this game should have been a duel between Osimhen and Abubakar. Normally this game it was them, but we're gonna see. I mean, I'm really happy and confident about that game. As a Nigerian, what do you think? What do you think your team's gonna start the game, and what will be maybe the tactic of it? The first half.
The first half, I think we're going to soak up pressure. Cameroon are the ones, who are very bubbly right now because of the win against Gambia. So we're going to soak up the pressure in the first half and, look to hit you guys on the counter. We have very fast wingers, Simon Chukwueze and Moses Simon. They are speedsters. So, and our wing backs as well, Zaidu, they are also speedsters. Bright Osai Samuel is there as well. So, we're definitely going to soak up the pressure and hit you guys on the counter. Do you think if the game is going south and you need that one man, to change the game, who do you think Cameroon have on the bench, that doesn't really start, but that guy that can just come in and
there's two players, but I think the first one is Abubakar Vincent for sure. He's the joker that we need in the second half, and the second one is Clinton J that is still there. He's still there, and he just came back from injuries as well, so he was injured. But this guy on the wing, he can do anything as well. He can do anything, so it could be a great decision. And for me, I think Cameroon should be mindful of the first 15 minutes. That's always when Cameroon is just want to take control of the game and they're not aggressive enough, so they have to be mindful. The first half is never our time, and so we will see what's going to happen.
Okay, yeah. I do not think you guys are going to have that guy anyway. But I mean, let's talk about the battle between the two coaches, Rigobert Song and Jose Peseiro. How do you think Rigobert Song has done so far? Do you think he's that guy that will deliver the goods today, or do you think my coach Jose Peseiro will come out on top?
I think for now your coach is doing a better impression. He has a really, really sharp sense of tactics, and I've watched the game against Côte d'Ivoire, and for me this was a masterclass of knowing your opponent. What I'm saying about that is that you knew, for me, that they have a strong midfield. So you avoided that area.
Sangare.
And of course, you are good on the wings. So you have, as you said, fast player on the left, on the right. And then of course, Rigobert Song, I think it's a mix in between. He has to make those players to be used to play together. And then I think the strongest battle Rigobert Song have right now is the ability to unite the team. So we can sometimes see that some of the players, they don't know each other that well. So the way they're passing the ball, sometimes there's no automatisms, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest battle. And then this game would tell us for sure if he's the man of the situation.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you heard the man, Randy. He's having a lot of confidence right now.
Of course, I have to.
I know by halftime, all this confidence would have been gone because we'll probably be 20
Do you want to have this conversation after game?
Definitely. So So the trump card for both coaches. I mean, we talked about it, but I would still love us to talk about it more. I feel for Nigeria, we have Joe Aribo. He's been on the bench, in this AFCON, even though he played in the last game. Unfortunately, he has not really enjoyed a very sweet season for Southampton in England so far. But just before the AFCON, he played about 6 games, towards the start of the AFCON. And in the last game, he did very well against Guinea-Bissau. Joe Aribo is one guy that I think can be the joker for Nigeria. He gave the famous assist to Kelechi Iheanacho in the 2021 opener against Egypt. So Joe Aribo is a very, very key player for us. And another guy that I think that can do a job is probably Paul Onuachu. He's one of the tallest footballers in the world, but a lot of people do not know. He stands over 200 meters. Yeah, he's that tall. So when the game is very, 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 very probably going south, we're probably going to go the Samalada's way, and just hit the ball up top, and Paul Onuachu will get the header. So yeah, these are 2 guys, that I think that can be key for us, when the game is very, very tough. But I do not think it's going to go to that
And
stage,
what do you think about the staff? So there's the players, there's and then there's the team. So in Nigeria, who are the people that surround the team? Is there only the coaches and his team, or there's like legends, like old players?
No, obviously, only one man can lead a team. A team is, these are 25-man squad, 25 different personalities. These are superstars in their own right. It's not easy to be a professional footballer, and there's an interesting stat, in English football that says only, 0.1% of players that graduate from academies go on to play in professional leagues in England, let alone playing in the Premier League. And you have a lot of players in Nigeria playing in the Premier League. So obviously we have a good coaching staff. Jose Petro assisted by Finidi George. He played in the 2000 final against Cameroon in Lagos. Other 2 Portuguese, Acacio Santos and Mikel Moreira. They are very, very good and close unit, and they've been doing well since they came so far. So yeah, it's a team of different hands, different heads, and they come together to bring out the beauty that is the Super Eagles.
I think it's really important for a team like us because we have legends, we have players that have like amazing experience about those type of games. We do the same in Cameroon. As you know, our federation president is Samuel Eto'o. And then yesterday, for example, he was on the pitch for the training. So having players like that is always good. We have Patrick Mboma as well. He was there. Jeremy Njitap, Raymond Kala, they're around the team. So having those type of players, I think, in terms of experience, this is one of the best things you can have because they have been through those type of games many times. And today is that game. Everyone are gonna watch that game. Every good players in the world, they all gonna watch that game. So because we want to see if tactics versus fighting spirit, who's gonna work? Because I think you guys are better with tactics. We have proven that the fighting spirit is there in Cameroon. So today it's a great battle, and then there's only one team that can make it.
There's only one team that can make it, unfortunately. And this is the sad part of the knockout stages here, because in the group stage you still have, when you lose one or you draw one, you still have a chance to make amends, for the next game. But in the knockout stage, once it's done, and you are gone.
You're right.
So this is where the business starts, and hopefully Nigeria will come out on top. And obviously brilliant intro so far. I've enjoyed this conversation with you, Randy. And do you feel very good, going out there to the media tribune to go watch the game? How tense are you?
I'm really tense, but it's not because it's Nigeria. I have a lot of respect for Nigeria. It's because of Cameroon. The way they're playing, if you watch Cameroon, we're never going to win 4-0 or lost 4-0. We're always on the open level. Always, all the time, over the time. And I think that ability to lose and come back is us, man. It's always us. And then the only thing with that is that for fans and supporters like me and the whole country, it's really hard, bro. We're talking about doing medication before games because it's too hard. Oh, yeah, Cameroon, they're having us like going like high rates, high heart rates, and all of that. So what we want today is them to start the game like 100%. Because usually you see that game. I hope hopefully they're not gonna do it, but they love to want to like manage the game, doing that tiki taka. You know what I mean? But this is Nigeria, man.
Try and play don't play beautiful football.
No. Nigeria, if you turn you head left, there's a goal. So stay focused.
Talking about the key players, Kale Toko Ekambi versus Victor Osimhen. Both of them, they both scored one goal each. But Victor Osimhen comes out on top, with the assists, even though he's missed more big chances. And then, but you can't beat him up with the big chances missed, because you have to be in the right position to miss the big chances.
Of course.
How do you see this battle between Kale Toko Ekambi and Victor Osimhen?
To be honest, I've watched the whole of the games, all of the Cameroon's games. And I think statistics, they don't always reflect what's going on the pitch.
They don't reflect the truth.
Because for me, the key player would mostly be in Kudu, because he was, normally he should have like he should have 5 or 6 assists right now. He has made so many good passes, created so many chances, that for me is someone you should really be mindful of. And Kale Toko Ekambi, of course, that type of player like Osimhen, they're always dangerous. They always can do something. That he scored that wonderful header.
Wonderful header,
man, and it was
at a very key moment in the game as well.
Of course, we should have done better after that, but it's always like that with Cameroon. We're going higher and higher and higher. And as I said before, it's just a shame that Cameroon Nigeria is so early in the competition, because this could have been a final or semi-final.
And the goalkeepers as well. Sterling Nwabali versus Fabrice Undoa. And it's an interesting one, because I think going into this AFCON, with the move Andre Onana made from Inter Milan just after the Champions League final to Manchester United, nobody would have said as at in August 2023 that come January 2024, Andre Onana will be on the bench, at an AFCON, tournament, playing second fiddle to Fabrice Undoa. How well do you rate Fabrice Undoa, and do you think he has what it takes, to lead the Cameroonian goal?
I think Undoa has proven in the past how a great goalkeeper he is. And I don't think goalkeeper loses their capacity as some players. You will see when a winger is aging more than when it's a goalkeeper. And Undoa is an amazing goalkeeper. He saved us so many times.
Better with age.
So with against Gambia, he saved us so many times. In that game. So Undoa is really good keeper. And I think this is always good to be in a team where nobody is safe. You know what I mean? So you have to prove all the time that you deserve your place. And I really love both keepers. They are really different, and I think this is because of Onana, the way he plays, the way he stepped high on the pitch, and this is probably why Manchester United wanted him, because when you have a keeper like that, he's so confident to play the ball as well. So the whole team, the whole block is maybe 10 to 15 meters higher on the pitch. So personally, I don't mind who's in goals. Undoa, Onana, they both are great goalkeepers.
And for Sterling Nwabali, he's coming at a very right time, and he has surprised us all. Going to this AFCON, we had a very strong, goalkeeping crisis in Nigeria. But Sterling Nwabali looks like he has steadied that ship so far, because he plays in Africa. He plays for Chippa United in South Africa. We don't always get goalkeepers playing their trade in Africa. Doing very well at the AFCON. So Nwabali is now changing that narrative, and so far 2 clean sheets. He had a game of his life against Ivory Coast, probably one of the best goalkeeping performances that Nigerians have seen, from a Super Eagles goalkeeper, probably since the legendary Vincent Enyama. So, I hope it continues today, and then I hope he catches every ball that it can be put to him. So yeah,
there's nothing I can say. There's nothing I can say. But I remember when I was in the stadium against Côte d'Ivoire, people were saying, "Who's that goalkeeper, man? What is he doing to us?" Because there's one thing you guys showed us in that confrontation is that you can concede goals. Like, because Ivory Coast had some chances against you, there's a hope that we can score. You know what I mean? So you have a really, really good statistic about only one goal conceded. This is amazing. But people have created chance against you, so everything is possible.
Yeah. Talking about Fabrice Odoa, do you think he has any weakness? Do you think he has, whether his strengths are more or his weaknesses are more? What do you think is his strength and his weakness as a goalkeeper? How well does he, stay near the post? Does he like running out from his goal area to punch the ball, or is he always rooted to the ground? So what are his strengths and his weaknesses?
Yeah. Honestly, I think this is a really, really regular goalkeeper that he's really good in every point. Yeah. He doesn't have like a strong weakness.
Okay.
And I would say compared to Onana, he has a really good fighting spirit, but it's maybe how he's gonna talk with his defense, that communication, and he's not stepping outside the goal as much as Onana. But it's a secure goal, man. A good goalkeeper for me starts when the defense can give him the ball, during game. Because sometimes when you have a goalkeeper and then you're afraid that the defense go through him, this is mad, man. You see. And then Ondoa is a really good guy. Obviously, he conceded like 2 goals in the last game. In the last game, but he saved so many, and then it's all about the fighting spirit. Right now in Cameroon, the fighting spirit is just there. Would it be enough?
We're about to see. 8 p.m. We're about to see. And for Stanley Nwabali, I think he's a very commanding guy. He's very tall, very big, and for goalkeepers, in Nigeria, all you need to have is confidence, because the Nigerian fans are very, very vocal, and they can say something behind you, and you might be scared, and you go and concede a goal. But for Stanley Nwabali, he's been very commanding. He's shown that presence that we've probably not seen much from other goalkeepers. I don't want to mention names, from other goalkeepers that have managed to go for Nigeria. He's shown that presence, that commanding presence. So Nwabali, he's doing very well, and I like the fact that he's not afraid to rush out of his line. We saw the save that he had against the Ivorian striker Seko Fofana. He rushed out of his line, and he saved the ball. So he's a goalkeeper that likes running out of the line, a goalkeeper that that likes making diving saves. Probably the artistic saves that the hair makes in Manchester
United. A little bit way too much. But do you think he has any weaknesses?
So far we've not really seen much weaknesses from him, and I hope the Cameroonian coaches too, they've not seen any weaknesses from him. So
maybe they downloaded some.
They won't instruct a Kambi or Abubakar or Inje to exploit those weaknesses. So so far he doesn't really have much weaknesses. I think his strengths are more, and long may it continue with Nwabali. Yeah.
Oh my days, those goalkeepers today, I know we're going to talk about them for sure. For sure, there's going to be goals today.
They are key actors in this game. They are key actors in this game, and they are going to have a lot of say, because it's going to be an end-to-end game. Even though Nigeria, we kind of play a bit pragmatic right now. Jose Peseiro is a Portuguese, and Portuguese coaches are known to always play pragmatic football. I mean, I'm sure you are very familiar with Jose Mourinho.
Of course, we had Conceição before.
Conceição as well. So pragmatism, keeping it tight and trying to hit on the counter. That's what they like, and so far it's been working. It's working so far. For star players though, who do you think will be the star player that will come out from this game when 90 minutes ends? The results are shown to the board, and we'll be holding the Man of the Match award and talking to reporters, just by the side of the pitch. Be honest. Be honest. Do not speak as a Cameroonian right now. Speak as a football fan.
Football fan, Nkudu.
Come on, man.
Yeah, let me explain why. Why. Because against Nigeria, he was the one almost scored the second goal. So we would have gone like for 2-2, you know. He's the guy that created the most chances in the competition so far. It's just the fact that every game he could have scored but didn't. And you know those players, if you give them enough time and confidence, they will actually.
So do you think this game is the game where we're going to see Nkudu, you know, light it up and, you know?
Yeah. Seriously, and as a Cameroonian fan, Abubakar Vincent, when he's gonna step in, imagine, you know this player, you know him. Imagine,
of course.
He has watched 3 games. From the bench. So every.
And I saw him in the game against Gambia when Wu scored the winner.
Yes.
He dashed out from the bench and he was celebrating wildly.
That man is in great shape, you know.
Great shape.
Let me tell you something. This guy went through every emotion, you know, and now he knows he has a chance to come out, and it might be his only game. So if you give that man 30 minutes. That will be 30 minutes of madness with your defense. So just think about it and imagine there's 2-1 for you, you step in, score 2. Ooh. There's nothing you can say. There's nothing, you have to give that man his credit. There's nothing you can say. You know, so as a Cameroonian fan, of course, is Abubakar. And then as a football fan, Nkudu, because I really want him to just, it's a 5%. And then everyone's going to see how great he is.
Yeah, even though both players that Randy mentioned are both Cameroonians, but he's trying to act like he's not partial.
Oh, sorry, I thought you asked only for Cameroon. I'm so sorry. Of course, if we talk about the whole game, there's one player, there's one blonde player.
Come on, man. The man with the blonde hair.
The blonde hair, man. This guy, I know he wants to score so bad.
Osimhen.
I know.
Osimhen definitely will want to score, and you know, he will want to show that, you know, he's worthy of. You know, he just signed a new deal at Napoli. Just won, you know, the African Best Player Award, 8th best player in the world according to France Football. You know, the Ballon d'Or. So Victor Osimhen would want to write his name and let his name on the sands of time in Africa. But I think there's a bit of you know, too much focus on the attackers. But one player I think that will come out on top today is Ola, you know, the Nottingham Forest fullback. You know, he's a very, very key player for Nigeria. He runs up and down the wings, never gets tired.
He's crazy.
You know, he gets assists. You know, creates chances. Gets crosses in. So all I know is one player I think that come out on top.
And especially
we just heard that Angola have scored again, the 3rd one. So it's 2-0 against Namibia.
Wow.
So Angola are getting back, you know, their swagger that they had when they had Manucho. So let's see how far they're going to go in the competition.
They're sending a message, you know. They're sending a strong message right now. But I think we also have Anguissa in the midfield, and this is the type of player.
Victor Osimhen as well.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And this is the type of player that, if he has a good day, this is a problem for the other team. When this guy is in a good shape, when he's doing those small touches and then like fast passes, it's a real problem. So obviously, I hope he's going to have a good game as a football fan and also as a Cameroonian fan.
And that's an interesting one, you know, Anguissa in the midfield for Cameroon. So in my head right now, I can see him in a midfield battle with Frank Oyeka of Brentford and Alex Iwobi of Fulham. Who do you think we come out on top in that midfield battle? Do you think he's going to dominate, or do you think he's going to be a bit quiet? Because in this AFCON, he's been a bit quiet right until the game against Gambia.
I think he's going to be quiet in the midfield for one reason only, is that if you don't talk about Osimhen, your strong points are wingers. Yeah. Because the speed of it. And then, so I think you guys, you have no point of playing in the midfield, and us, we have to focus to defend, because what Osimhen is doing is that your left wingers is dangerous, and then Osimhen is going is going really close to him, and then the right wing is going center. So we have to be mindful of those movements because they are really, really dangerous. And then Victor as well, he can go on the left or go on the right and create like a really dangerous situation. So I don't think the midfield will be where the battle will be today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be on the sides. Yeah, on the sides. Yeah. It's gonna be on the sides, of course, and long balls as well.
Lots of long balls.
Yeah.
I think so as well. On the sides because we have loads. You know, Nigeria coming to this AFCON, we probably took about 8 attackers, and a good number of those attackers were our wingers. So we are more stacked in attack, you know, down in the midfield and in defense. And I think it's probably the same for Cameroon as well. So that kind of makes sense, you know, that is going to be a battle of the wing.
But you also have to remember that Mbeumo is not there.
Mbeumo. Yeah.
This one is, we're missing this player so much.
I bet.
Because I have all of my respect to Karl Toko Ekambi, but Mbeumo.
Yeah, Mbeumo is a better player.
That start of season he made in the Prem is just amazing. So it's just when you have those type of player, even though maybe they don't play their best game, they only presents the fact that they are there is good for the aura of the team and then what the other team is doing. You know, Osimhen, for example, he might not score today, but because he's there, we're going to play because Osimhen is there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this guy here, the way I'm going to watch the game, I'm going to see this guy. This guy is too dangerous, man.
It's going to be exciting, and I bet, you know, loads of Africans are, you know, seated right now in their living rooms or at the stadium here, and, you know, expecting an exciting clash, you know, because obviously, as we said in the beginning, this is one of Africa's biggest fixtures. You know, 3 finals: 1984, 1980, 2000. You know, and hopefully this is not a final, but this is a knockout stage game. And,
man, this is the real competition.
Hopefully, Nigeria don't get, you know, the results that we had in those 3 finals. You know, because Cameroon won all of them. All of
them. As you said, those were amazing games. Yeah. And the 2000, I will never forget that one because it was in Lagos. So for me, it was like, you know, we reached the final. It was good. But as a child, I couldn't believe that you can lose a final in your own country, you know. So I was like, no, there's no way we're gonna win. We made it to the final.
In your head, it was like, oh, once the nation is hosting a tournament, the nation has to win.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh, that was how you thought.
You know why? You know why? Because the previous competition was the World Cup in France, and they won it.
Yeah. France.
And for me, a big reason because they won it was because it was in France. You know, so they had the crowd with them. The fever was just amazing. You know, so when the AFCON was in Nigeria and Ghana, and of course the final in Lagos, I was like, it's gonna be like in France. But
Nigeria are gonna win.
Yeah,
Nigeria are gonna win. And what do you think about the coach's strategy, Rigobert Song's strategy? I think he came in just before the World Cup qualifier, before the World Cup in Qatar, 2022. That's when he came in, when the previous manager was sacked. Samuel Eto'o, you know, came in as well. Since that time, it seems Cameroon has grown from strength to strength, and Rigobert Song has, you know, silenced a lot of critics, you know, back home in Cameroon as well.
I think it's a mix of critics and maybe people needs to realize that this generation is good, but it's not as good as it was before. So it's always hard to live in the past. You know, it's like if you think about Brazil, people, they are so demanding of that team because in the 2000s,
when they were growing.
Exactly.
Growing up,
So I think it's the same with Cameroon, and then obviously what we want to see.
And it's the same with Nigeria as well.
It's the same with Nigeria.
There's so much pressure on the current crop of players.
Of course.
Because of what they've seen. You've heard of the 1994 Eagles. The Eagles that won the gold medal in the Olympics and also the AFCON. So there's a lot of pressure on these guys to deliver because you see names, people comparing them to Okocha, Nwankwo Kanu, the Daniel Amokachis of this world. You know, all these big names. And, you know, I see it as, you know, too much pressure on them, because they've done their era. I mean, and football has changed. This is 1994 till now is 30 years.
It's too much, man.
A baby in 1994 is a 30-year-old
Yeah,
grown man, probably a husband by now.
Yeah.
A dad.
Or retired football player.
So exactly. So there are different eras, and we should just let these guys, do their thing, and less comparing the comparison, with old legends and all of that. Yeah.
But what people are demanding is that Cameroon, the way we play right now, the fighting spirit is amazing. Yeah. It's good
what was Rigobert Song's best formation?
I think it's just a regular 4-3-3,
4-3-3.
Yeah,
okay.
and he was trying to play with only 2 midfield at the moment, but it wasn't that good because Anguissa, I think, for me, is better when he has 2 midfielders with him.
Okay.
And then
so he has that license to run forward.
Yes, a little bit more freedom as well, and he can move left to right. But what we want to see, I think, most of the people, is that a clear sense of what the tactic is. Because when you look at first half compared to the second one, it's always a different team.
Yeah.
Same players, different team. And also, he's doing like substitution always really late in the game.
Yeah.
We have good players on the bench. And then sometimes I think when you see opponents, they're doing like under 65th minutes, or they're doing 2 substitution, and then us, it's either 10 minutes before the end of the game. Sometimes you have, I think, to be a little bit sharper.
And for Nigeria's coach, Jose Peseiro, before this AFCON, there were a lot of talking points about, his favored 4-4-2. He's a big fan of the 4-4-2. He loves, playing 2 attackers. But unfortunately, it seemed like in the 2 games that we played, which were World Cup qualifiers for 2026, we lost those games, and and there was a lot of pressure on him, to change something, and he switched to the 3-4-3 in this AFCON, and we've been very, very tight. I'm shocked that we've not conceded loads of goals, because I thought we were going to concede because of how we're playing going to this AFCON. So he loves his 3-4-3. He loves playing with a wing back.
I think the 3-4-3 is a bit of always changing tactics. Yeah. Like when you defend, you really have 5 defenders.
Yeah, you have 5 defenders, so it becomes like a 5-3-2.
Yeah, and as you said, your left and right defenders are just monster. They can run like from 0 to 19 minutes, and then doing it with this temperature outside is just crazy. Because when you in the stadium and look at the players, you can actually see that they are tired at the 25th minutes already. That's why they're doing cooling breaks and stuff like that. But the temperature, the weather is really heavy and hot. So when you have players that can run from the whole game, it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy.
Do you think the temperature, as you just said, I mean, the heat here in Abidjan is really hot, man. Compared to probably North Africa and or South Africa. Do you think it's probably why we've not really seen North African teams do very well? I mean, Tunisia struggled, Algeria struggled.
Let me be honest with that.
Exciting as well.
To get there, I drove from Paris to Abidjan. And the higher temperature was in South Morocco for us. It was 45 degrees.
Okay.
So it's me not playing on the pitch, not being used to play in Abidjan versus Marrakesh or Alger, or for me, it's quite of the same. And then when you play against team, when the players has been like formed in France, they play in France as well. So it's really hard to say that they used to play here, because it's not really true. In this competition, there's only few players that are really used to play in West Africa, So even from Cameroon, there's less players that come from the Cameroonian formation, loads of them have been trained in
lots of diaspora players as well. Players born in France, and Wu was born in France. Played for the France under 17 team. Before he joined the Cameroonian selection. Obemo, as you said as well.
Of course, and Wu, we saw the article, the interview. Didn't hesitate for a second to join the Cameroonian team, and then there's a huge debate about it. when they say diaspora players, they're waiting for the European country first, and then if it's not working, then they go. But this type of player, we love that type of player because he was really young. Samuel Eto'o made a call. He said yes, like on the moment. He said yes, of course I'm coming. And this is really good, I think, for nation, for the next generation as well. Because we live in a world where obviously there's going to be players born in other country, but the heart is in like is in Africa. So I think it's good. It's good for every African team.
Yeah, and same with Nigeria as well. We have lots of kids that were born in the diaspora, and they are playing for Nigeria. From Alex Iwobi, who is a nephew to JJ Okocha, to Joe Aribo, to Ademola Lukman, to Olaino, to Bright Osayi Samuel, so quite a good number of them, were born in Europe, and they are doing very well in Africa, and they've adjusted, to the heat, adjusted to the tropical, the tropical nature of sub-Saharan Africa, and they are shining. This game, I would be lying if I say I'm not tense, because I'm really tense because. Whatever happens now,
yes,
and whatever team loses, is whatever team loses,
it's a bad result.
It's a bad result.
It's a bad result.
And those are the players. They are just taking their walk in the stadium, feeling the atmosphere, and and what do you think is going through your mind right now? What do you think will be in their head right now? Put yourself in their position right now.
In a position,
what will you be thinking?
I think I try to not think about the pressure too much, because at the end of the day, I think you play football when you're focused, you have discipline, and then when you remember that it's a game, and you have to find a way to find it fun, if that makes sense. And obviously the pressure would be on the coaches. I don't know about you, but I think Song losing today will be a big deal. I don't know about your coach.
I think for both coaches as well. Both coaches as well. I mean, if you look at what has been happening in the past few days, the host nation, Cote d'Ivoire, the manager has been fired. Tunisia, I think the manager has gone. Ghana has gone as well. Algeria, if I'm not mistaken, has gone as well.
Gambia.
So Gambia too. St. Field, I think, is going to Ali in Egypt. So loads of coaches are getting fired or resigning. So. Yeah, this is a make it or break it game, for both coaches, so to speak, because I think even the Nigerian coach Jose Pesiro has that target of getting to at least a semi-final or winning it. So it's a huge one for them, huge one for their careers, definitely.
For Song, it's a bit different, and we don't know exactly what relation he has with the president of the federation, Samuel Eto'o. But everyone is saying that he might be in danger. He said few things in press conference.
But don't forget they were teammates though.
Yeah, of course,
but they played together for over 10 years.
Also, don't forget that as African, he's older than Samuel Eto'o, but now he's under him. So sometimes he can create. He was the captain.
He was the
most
captain
of the time. He was the captain
of Cameroon.
So now thinking that someone younger than you in an African federation, is the boss.
He's the boss
of the football. So I think because none of them have said anything that will make me think that they are in a good relationship right now. Okay. He said like Samuel Eto'o is my boss. He decide I have to bring good results, and that's my job. He's not saying like this is my brother or no. What I mean. So I think he's in danger. It could be his last game as Cameroonian coach, but obviously whatever we're gonna do in this competition, there are gonna be big talks after the competition.
Yeah, big talks, and I don't want to be bad news, but it might be his last game, because if Nigeria wins, I think Rigobert Song will probably exit the national selection. But for Jose Pesero, he's not really under pressure, but you never know in Africa though. You never know in football, football worldwide. If you don't get results, even in the Premier League, if you don't get results, you get fired. Look at what's happening with Chelsea. loads of managers have been sacked as well. So yeah, it's a result-based business, and if you don't get the results, you are gonna leave. Yeah, the players are out there in the Stade Felix, soaking in the pressure. I've not really seen any Cameroonian players so far. I think those are just Nigerian players that we are seeing right now.
Previously, there were players wearing white. We were in white.
Oh, you were in white today.
So you're gonna play in green.
Play in green.
We're gonna play in white.
The famous green.
We have a famous green as well.
In the world.
But it's gonna be interesting. As you can see, the stadium there's people coming in slowly but surely.
Yeah. I bet before halftime it's probably gonna be packed.
Of course. Yeah. It's the stadium is really in a busy zone, so I think it might be a little bit slow to get it full. Eventually it's going to be
exactly like coming to the stadium. Lots of traffic, so movement will not be very very easy. And the attendance is at the AFCON. I mean, we just talked about fans coming to the stadium. How have you seen the attendance so far? I was at the Nigeria Ivory Coast game, and there were close to 50,000 people there,
which is crazy.
It was rocking. I was in Yamoussoukro as well for the Senegal game against Guinea. It was rocking as well. So, do you think there's now much interest in attending AFCON? Because I've met loads of people from different nationalities that are in this AFCON. I've met people from New Zealand, people from Australia, met people from Russia.
Exactly. Yeah.
Some people from China. They flew in just to watch this AFCON. So do you think and what do you think CAF have done differently in Cote d'Ivoire this time that has made I know you're a big man on social media as well, so you most likely know one or two things about how these things work.
I think communication first, they've been doing on social media, television as well, I think of course the level of the players plays a big part of the interest. And then I don't know if you really dip it, but 50,000 people in an African stadium to watch football is just crazy.
It's crazy.
It's just an amazing performance, because people were saying the stadium is too big, because the stadium is 60,000, I think, the Ebimpe one, a really good new stadium. But when I was there, obviously, sorry for you guys, but the stadium was orange. It was full of Ivorian people, and then in a small part, was able to see Nigerian people, but the ambience was amazing, and I think it's everything about it. There's less problems. Remember back in the days, there were problems with videos, there was problem with teams not being paid, and everything is going smoother and smoother with time. And also
the lineups are in, and this is the most interesting part. Of the team, I will just start with Cameroon.
Okay.
So you have Fabrice Undoa in goal. You have defenders Omar Gonzalez. You have Castelletto, Maurice Wu, Tolo Nuhu. In midfield, you have Andre Zambo Ngisa is the captain today.
Yes.
Also, you have Olivia Uncham, and then forward you have Nicolas Bryce. You have Mario Magri and Kevin Nkudu, your guy. What do you think about what Rico Becksong has put out so far?
So the formation is what?
I think it's a 4-3-3. It's a 4-3. It's looking like a 4-3-3. Yeah. It's looking like a 4-3-3.
It's there's no big surprise.
No big surprise.
No big surprise. People were saying maybe Nkudu might have been a little bit sick, but
Vincent Abubakar is still on the bench, so that's a good one for you.
Because first game, I think, and second game, he wasn't on the bench at all.
Yeah, he wasn't.
And then third game, yes, and this one, yes. So the pressure is
on La Puissance. And for Nigeria, for my Nigeria people, we have Stanley Nwambali. I'm sure Nigerians are happy with that. He remains in goal. We have Ola in goal. In defense, Zaidu Sanusi, William Troost Ekong, and Semi Ajayi. In the midfield, we have Frank Oyeka, Alex Uwobi. Also in attack, we have Victor Osimhen, Moses Simon, and Ademola Lookman. Moses Simon plays in Nantes, and also Castelletto plays in Nantes as well. So we are going to see a French Ligue 1 battle today.
What is crazy is that they will probably bump into each other at this game.
Obviously, friends before the game.
Yeah,
but when they go on the pitch, I don't think they are friends anymore.
There's no friends anymore. We've seen brothers going hard on each other.
Yeah. Talking about brothers, have we seen any brothers, playing, for two different national teams in this AFCON? Like in the Euros, you have Shaka, Granit Xhaka for Switzerland and Toland Xhaka for Austria, if I'm not mistaken. But have you seen anything like that in this AFCON?
No, I think the only thing I've seen was Germany, Ghana, Boateng.
Oh, the Boateng brothers.
The Boateng brothers.
Okay.
Otherwise, in Africa,
what of in the same national team?
Same national team.
Siblings.
We had Rigobert Song and Alex Song. Yeah. He was the nephew.
Yeah, that was back in the day. Yeah, but right now, I don't think. I think the closest one we have is JJ Okocha and Alex Iwobi. That's the closest one we have so far. Yeah. The lineups are out. We have referees from Morocco. They are.
The referees from Morocco. Morocco, they have a good game. Yeah. They had a good game. The whole country was for Morocco. This part was crazy because Ivory Coast, Côte d'Ivoire was trying to be in that list of the best third in groups, and then because Morocco won, they made it. And then Monday they're gonna face Senegal, which is going to be, I think, a really, really good game as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game, and I think it's good. The Senegalese are in for a shock because Ivory Coast right now, they have the full force of the country. They escaped by the skin of their teeth, because if Morocco didn't win that game that day, probably they will, as the host nation, they would have been crashing out in the group stage.
Yes.
And I think the last time that happened was probably in 2013 in 2012. I think Gabon hosted when Equatorial Guinea and Gabon co-hosted the tournament. I think that was the last time we had hosts living in the group stage. But fortunately for them, I wouldn't have liked seeing Ivory Coast crash out from group stage, because they've put in a very beautiful tournament.
Yeah, you're right.
Nice food.
Yeah, we want to see more.
We want to see more, exactly, and we want to see, walk on the streets and see the people happy. So,
there's two things. I think people want to see Côte d'Ivoire winning and succeed because they're hosting the competition, and then also there's people that don't want Senegal to go further than that because they're the actual champions. There's a thing like nobody won it twice in a row.
Yeah, nobody has won it twice in a row. I think.
You see,
the last one was won by Senegal.
The
one before that was won by
Algeria.
Yeah. Then Cameroon in 2017. In 2015, you had Côte d'Ivoire. You had Zambia. Yeah. Then you had Nigeria in 2013. Yeah. So, and Egypt in 2010 as well. So in recent times, we've not really had people winning back to back. Since Egypt last did it, Egypt did it like twice in a row.
No one is actually flying over the competition, but we have to acknowledge that Senegal, they have a big chance. They have a big chance. The only thing we can count on right now is the fact that Côte d'Ivoire, they want to save their reputation. But that game is going to be amazing because they don't want to lose again like a high score, but they actually can. Yeah. Because Senegal, usually the Senegalese people,
Sadio Mane.
Usually the Senegalese people, they are really welcoming. They are really nice.
Yeah, they are
this
nice.
Generation, they don't play.
They don't play at all.
They don't play. They don't smile on the pitch,
Yeah. I mean, Senegal are really stacked. They have some of the best players in Africa. Ismail Assar. You have the guys in Nottingham Forest, Nyakate, and I've forgotten his name. Plays like a defensive midfielder anyway. But they have some of the best players in Africa. Kalidou Koulibaly, former Napoli man. He's leader from the defense. So some of the biggest names in Africa. I mean, I was at the Senegalese game, and in the mixed zone, I was just taking a look at all of them, and the aura, you know, you could feel that
it
these
feels
are
like they're all
superstars, you know.
tall and big and
Yeah,
serious.
yeah,
and,
they all know that they are the biggest. You know, I mean, in Nigeria, in Nigeria, we say something like, you know, Ogana Oga in Pidgin, and the Senegalese, they know that they are Oga.
Yeah, so, they know it for sure.
Yeah, they are the strongest national team so far, and Cote d'Ivoire are in for a huge one. But this tournament is a tournament for the underdogs so far. Cape Verde, you know, Equatorial Guinea. We are seeing how
they're doing,
how they are playing. I mean, Equatorial Guinea literally beats Ivory Coast 4-0. Like whoever saw that coming? Did you ever see that coming?
And then when you watch the game, you know that this is crazy, because I think the first 3 shots they scored, the first 3 shots they had, and then Cote d'Ivoire they had 18 shots. 18 shots.
Wow.
So this is not every time. Like, it's really rare to see those type of games. But me personally, I was watching the game. I was like, wow, wow. The first goal, I was like, this is nothing. They're gonna come up. Yeah, don't worry, they're gonna come back. Yeah. And then second goal, and then third one, and I was like, yo, I had to do something. I had to do a video.
This is serious.
This is serious. And then now, as you said, I think and I hope for them, they have the spirit of make Cote d'Ivoire great again.
I mean, since Zambia won it, I don't think we've had a first-time winner. Since Zambia won the AFCON, you know, we've not had a first-time winner under Hervé Renard. But do you think this will be a time that we'll have a first-time winner? You know, seeing how, you know, these young teams, not really young, but, you know, new teams and not so-called the big names in Africa are doing very well, like Cape Verde and Equatorial Guinea. Do you think this is their time?
I think this year, more than enough, we're talking about small teams and as you said, first-time winners, because usually in the first round, you can actually see who's in a great shape. And then apart from Senegal, big teams haven't been walking through the first round, if you know what I mean. Even Nigeria, they've done the job.
We've done the job.
Yeah.
We worked very smart. You know,
very smart.
There was this thing going on social media where we were bantering Ghanaians, you know, and Ghanaians scored more goals than us, but they are out of the competition. I'm sorry to my Ghanaian family, but
really smart.
Yeah, we worked really smart. We just scored 3 goals, and you know we are in the knockout stage.
But I don't think the way you guys played make you as big as Senegal right now, because Senegal, they really they had no pity. They said from the first game, we are here to win again, and that's what they've been doing. They've been scoring amazing goals. The way they've played together, they know each other so well. I think this is, maybe they have one different player, but this is the exact same team as in Cameroon. So, no, Senegal is a great team, but hey, the game is in
Angola game right now is 1,000 dead and it's 3-0.
Wow.
A certain Gelsin scored twice and he had an assist. And talking about we are still going back to the playing in not so-called big leagues, because this guy that just scored twice for Angola plays in Qatar.
Wow.
So he plays in the Qatar Stars League, and you know, he right now is one of the top scorers. So we've had loads of players, you know, not playing, you know, in the biggest leagues, not even playing in Europe, you know, scoring loads of goals in this AFCON.
This is crazy, because the top scorers of competition are not from big leagues and big clubs. I mean, compared to the Euros, like the Euros, you know, Kylian Mbappe, you know, for sure,
you know, Olivier Giroud, you know, those guys are going to get the goals.
Exactly.
You know, so, you know, Harry Kane, Lewandowski, they are going to score. So, like, the Euros is very, very predictable, but compared to the AFCON, compared to you know what we are seeing right here in Cote d'Ivoire, you know, it's very, very unpredictable.
Of course it is, and I think when you think about it, the player from Equatorial Guinea, he wasn't playing against small teams. Yeah. He scored against Ivory Coast. And then he didn't score against you, but
no, he didn't score against us. He didn't score against us. Scored against Ivory Coast and he scored against Guinea-Bissau.
Guinea-Bissau, yeah. So this is amazing, because he's playing in a low league in Spain, and then you have this player from Qatar.
And he's a left back as well.
Yeah,
very
of course.
interesting.
And then
back.
if I'm not mistaken, Koulibaly is playing in Saudi Arabia right now, from Senegal. So there's big names. Mane is not playing in
Sadio
Liverpool
Mane,
anymore.
yeah.
So
Riyad Mahrez didn't score a goal in this AFCON.
why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
No, I have to laugh, man, because Riyad Mahrez broke our hearts in 2019. You know, the free kick he scored in the semi-final against Nigeria.
This one was
it was a last-minute free kick, and oh my days, the whole of Nigeria were very sad. So I mean, he didn't do very well in this AFCON though. But yeah, this is an AFCON for the underdogs, for the teams that are not really well known, and it's a very good selling point for Africa. It's a very good selling point for CAF. That hey, you doesn't mean you are a big national team, with superstars. It doesn't mean you are going to come and play us and play us like kids. We're going to go to you. We're not scared of you. Yeah, you may play for Real Madrid or like Achraf Hakimi plays in PSG.
Exactly.
Or you may play for Liverpool like Mohamed Salah, or you may play for Napoli like Victor Osimhen. But even the small teams, are going to come to you and going to say, hey, we can,
and I think
we can take grasp of the game.
It's also a matter of like, when you have players that play in big teams, everyone is used to watch them, know how they play. And when you go and play maybe against Angola or Cape Verde, there's a big surprise waiting for you on the pitch, because you can actually watch their games in preparation, qualification, all of that, but you don't have such like data as if you're playing against Nigeria or playing against maybe Algeria, because they're playing in. Everyone knows how Mane is playing.
Yeah.
So you don't have to watch the game, But Cape Verde, what do you know about Cape Verde?
Exactly.
What do you know about how they play in their clubs, how they can play, how they cannot play? You know what I mean? So Mane can do things and cannot do other things, because we know those type of players, Salah, Osimhen as well. So when he's coming, the attention to this player is so high. The way that the defenders are playing against Osimhen is not the same as they're playing against
Mohamed Salah. Yeah, definitely.
You see, and then they're not taking maybe as serious players like from low divisions or playing in Qatar or regarding like compared to someone playing in Liverpool. So you're actually scared of Mohamed Salah, and the other one you just want to stop him, but you don't know what he's capable of.
Yeah, and Angola, the first team to get to the quarterfinal of the Total CAF African Cup of Nations 2023.
Congratulations, Angola.
Congratulations, Angola. And congratulations to Portuguese Africa as well. They are flying.
Yeah,
they're really flying, doing very well. And Nigerians, I hope you guys are ready, for an exciting battle. This is the probably one of the best and the biggest fixtures in world football for national teams. It's going to be an exciting battle like myself and Randy have had here in the CAF Sideline studio. So, and I hope it's going to be an enjoyable one for the whole of Africa. And what do you have any last words to say to?
Thank you for listening to us. So this was the AFCON Sideline studio. We had an amazing time. Thank you for that. Thank you for all of the information you had for us. This is an exciting game. The pressure is wasa.
Pressure is getting worse. yeah. Predictions for the game.
Prediction, it will be a 3-2 for Cameroon.
3-2 for Cameroon.
What about you?
It's going to be a 2-0 victory for Nigeria.
Shy.
Clean sheets. And we're going to score just 2 goals.
When Abubakar is going to step in, you're going to change your mind, but it's okay.
Proper game, proper setup, and we're going to get the goods today.
University of football.
Yeah, and from us here, Desmond is my name, and Randy. We'll say goodbye for now, and enjoy the game between Cameroon and Nigeria.
Thank you.